hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
Tang Clan, you feel me? I ain't put a game out since they had a game called Shaolin Style on the PlayStation. Eminem had met Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? How you met Mariah Carey? You know what I mean? Originally wanted her to play as his mom for the awards that he took home. They say he swept again. Drake was nominated for I think 5 and won none. And how he didn't know that what the main Super Bowl when everything was gonna be about. He realized he seen the flags and shit like that all over and said, we getting revolutionary on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's happening on this fine Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? June 10th, you feel me? 1:48 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's a hot day out here in Sacramento, California. You know what I mean? What is it? 80, 90? Got to be something close to that. You know what I mean? This is that sweat, not doing shit type of weather. You feel me? Just sitting there. You're going to be sweating if you ain't in front of a fan or some AC. God damn it. It's 85 the high today. It's 81 right now, but shit, it feel like it's way hotter than some motherfucking 81. You know what I'm saying? Definitely AC weather. You turn your AC on today. You know what I mean? It's a hot ass 85. It's a hot ass 81 right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean? How y'all doing, though? You feel me? How y'all doing? Hope y'all had a good Monday. You feel me? Hope y'all missed me. I missed y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was just a whole lot to do. You know, y'all know how it is. You feel me? Just a whole lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I take my son to an orientation to a new school. You know what I'm saying? Sat and talked to the teachers and all that shit. You feel me? So it was just a lot. Ran some errands and shit. You feel me? Just wasn't time to film. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't time to sit and edit, do none of that. But I'm here today hitting y'all with a fresh 4 topics. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed last Friday's episode. You feel me? I hit y'all with Eminem's publishing company suing Eminem's publishing company, 8 Mile Style. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even a tongue twister, but now, was suing Facebook and Meta for 109 M, saying they used 243 of his songs unauthorized. You know what I mean? Also put you up on Timberland starting that AI company called Stage Zero, and he signed on a AI artist. Then I let you know that Jay-Z dropped a cool M, just a cool little million, place a bet on the finals. You know what I'm saying? So that was Friday's episode. You know what I mean? Episode 259. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Today it's gonna be episode 260. You know what I'm saying? 260. Today we're gonna be touching on Wu-Tang. Got a game coming out. First game since Shaolin Style, 25 years. Also gonna touch on Damizza. You know what I'm saying? I think his name is Damian Young. Got a story about Eminem and Mariah Carey. We're gonna touch on that. Samuel L. Jackson talked about the details on the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar's performance. You know, we all remember he was involved playing Uncle Sam. Then we'll touch on Kendrick Lamar and what awards he took home from the BET Awards. That's the subject we're gonna be touching on today for episode 260. You know what I'm saying? Episode 260. You feel me? That's that good coffee, you know what I mean? That's that good white chocolate mocha, you feel me? Yeah, but yeah, that's my shit. But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? Episode 260, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If this your first time hitting that subscribe button, this your first episode. This is where we do headlines and updates, shit that made the news, shit that made a headline, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If it made a headline, whether you turned on your YouTube, turn on your main home page, or whatever it is that you're seeing on the internet, I'm probably touching on some of that right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? But thank you for tuning in. Without further ado, episode 260. So Wu-Tang Clan, you feel me? Ain't put a game out since they had a game called Shaolin Style on the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? It was a dope ass game. If you was a fan of the Wu-Tang, he was a fan of that game. You know what I'm saying? It was real complex a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You had to be quick with the combos. You know what I mean? It wasn't an easy game, you feel me? But it was definitely dope. They involved fatalities and some more shit. You know what I'm saying? All up in the game and shit like that. You know what I mean? The shit was dope, you feel me? So they coming out with a new game. You know what I'm saying? Working on a new game is going to hit the PCs first. It's not going to hit the consoles, I guess, until a later time. They don't have a release date for it right now. It's going to be called Rise of the Deceived. Rise of the Deceiver. Yeah, it's going to be released on PC first. All tracks on it is going to be produced by Just Blaze. They said it's like a sci-fi horror where the player is going to have to try to find the members of the Wu-Tang Clan because for some reason they are all missing. They said they're going with a sci-fi horror feel to it. You feel me? So this next clip you about to see is a trailer of the game Rise of the Deceiver. Check it out.
Gotta rescue one. This one we gotta protect. We cannot choose when people's dreams get snatched up.
Find Inspector Deck, find Rizzo, find Master Kill, find Jizzle, find Method, find Rico, find Kevin, find Ghostface Killer.
Where is the Wu-Tang Clan?
Find them.
As you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was Rise of the Deceiver, first game in 25 years since Shaolin's style. Damizza went on a TFU podcast and went to detail a story about how Eminem had met Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? How you met Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? Originally wanted her to play as his mom in the 8 Mile movie. You know what I mean? They ended up at Eminem's house and him and Mariah disappeared for a minute. And he asked himself, why the fuck am I here? If y'all got business and turned it into fucking. So we all heard the Eminem songs and Mariah Carey songs about him alleging that they had some type of fling, and she is crazy denying it, calling him obsessed with the song she dropped called Obsessed. You know what I'm saying? So we all know about that. So this is some new light shined on that this dude Damizza, who once was working with Eminem, had came out and detailed this story on this podcast. So here's this clip of him detailing this story about him and Mariah Carey. Check this story out.
Forward to around the time of Glitter, I had been working on all of her albums up to that point. When I had left around that time because of the Eminem situation, I got a call from M's people, from Steve Stout, and he said, yo, M wants to meet Mariah. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I know how this ends. And plus, right now, I'm pretty much managing Mariah. I had just introduced her to Jay-Z for Heartbreaker. We had a #1. She was getting off Sony. I was dealing with the Tommy sabotage, all of this kind of stuff with her ex-husband being the CEO of the label, and then introducing her to Jay-Z. You know what I mean? It wasn't a real good time. And then she was getting out of that deal, and I was part of the team negotiating with Virgin for the $100 million deal. She says she wants to do Glitter, and I'm like, why do you want to do an independent movie coming off of Sony? Like, come on, we need to do, we're sign with Clive, do a Jermaine Dupri record, and let's not reinvent the wheel here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, well, Jermaine, I don't know where he's at because of Tommy and Sony and da-da-da-da-da and all of this. And so anyways, when they called to introduce Mariah to Eminem, they said, well, he's got this movie called 8 Mile. And he wants her to be in the movie. And I'm like, oh, the bitch is Achilles heel. Like, she's got this movie coming out. You're offering a movie. If I don't say something and then it comes another route through the business or something, then I'm the bad guy. So I go to Mariah and I say, look, Eminem wants to meet you. And she's like, no. Like, I'm not getting up in that. And I said, well, there's this movie. She goes, what's his number? And I'm like, look, so I call M first. And I'm like, look, bro. We're having some issues because she started to frazzle a little. You know what I mean? This was during that time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was tenuous. And I was like, don't do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I know where you're going with this. Christina Aguilera, all of this kind of stuff, but don't do this. Like, I'm managing this girl and it's going to cause me a problem. And I just did all this for you. Just do me this favor. And he's like, no, I genuinely want her in the movie. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get her on three-way, put him on the phone. And the first thing out of his mouth is, I want you to play my mother.
She did not like that shit at all.
I was wondering what role he was gonna give her. Like,
I was wondering too.
The Brittany
So
Murphy
her
role?
insecurities kicked in
big
All day. That did not go well.
So then it was her chasing him. It wasn't him chasing her. And so, like, we were at the Glitter thing in New York for Glitter, and this is where she's really starting to not sleep, not eat, you know, did the TRL thing, you know what I mean, where she took off her clothes and all of this, and I'm like, look, this is all bad. And we're flying from New York to LA, and she's like, hey, we're gonna stop off in Detroit. And I said, we? And so the next thing I know, we're at Eminem's house, you know, in Detroit, and they disappear, you know what I mean? And
did he give you a look when you saw him?
He's like, you gave me your word.
Look,
You gave me your word.
Sorry, Damizza.
yeah, no, I mean, she was on him.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
He strategized.
She stopped in Detroit.
So the second they went in his room, literally, I said, I'm going back to LA. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in me being here. This went from business, y'all fucking.
Yeah.
Right.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
So I went back to LA and I just washed my hands of it. I'm like, this is going to hell in a handbasket. I don't want an issue with M. I don't want an issue with Dre. I don't want an issue with Mariah. I need to stick to the fucking radio.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm good. So then I get a call that, you know, Mariah's not doing well and he had done this and that and, you know, all of this. So she went to Santa Barbara to my grandma's house and was looking for me. So I'm in New York.
She didn't call you? She
tried.
Oh, you were avoiding the phone
And I was avoiding the calls
Okay.
to come fix this.
Yeah.
Because it was, I mean, this is when it was full-blown Mariah can't make a complete sentence type stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
As you seen, that's some new tea. You feel me on Eminem and Mariah Carey and how they met. Yeah. Samuel Jackson. So Samuel Jackson recently went on a podcast and talked about the Super Bowl and how Kendrick Lamar and how he didn't know that what the main Super Bowl when everything was going to be about. He realized he's seen the flags and shit like that all over and said, we getting revolutionary on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't even know what was going on until he was in the dressing room. You know what I'm saying? And was getting ready for rehearsal and seeing the stage of what it looked like. You know what I mean? And this is when he said that he first realized and understood what was going on, that he was picked for a reason, a specific reason. You know what I'm saying? Not just because his name is Samuel and he was playing Uncle Sam, you know what I mean? Kendrick is a brilliant mind, you know what I mean? So this next little clip you're about to see is just Samuel L. Jackson speaking on this subject about the Super Bowl with Kendrick Lamar. Check it out.
Did that feel like, though, feeling like you contributed to positive change?
I don't know that, I don't know that I did. I know that I did what I thought was right, and I took part in it, and I used my voice, and I used myself in a way,
You're still doing that, though, right? Because you did the thing with Kendrick.
No, well, see, I didn't know that's what they were doing.
Didn't you?
Well, it was kind of...
And another thing.
It was kind of trippy because when we were rehearsing, we just had our clothes on. I was looking at the dancers and they were doing the things and doing the stuff. And it wasn't until dress rehearsal that when I looked up and I looked on that stage and I go, oh shit, that's a flag. Yeah. And he was oh fuck.
I'm in the civil rights movement again.
We're being revolutionary. It's like, because I wasn't listening or paying attention, you picked the right person but the wrong time. And all that's like, the revolution. I was like, oh shit. Okay, here I am again. But,
But it was a great thing.
something about me or my persona has put me in the right place at the right time in change of the zeitgeist in a way in a lot of different moments in my life. And I have to accept that that's what I'm meant to be sometimes, an agent of change. You know, whether I know it or not.
It's so powerful.
And to be proud of it, and to know that, you know, God has placed me in a place that I can be influential in a real and positive and kind of awesome, you know, thing for the masses. You know, because people need things.
When you speak, people listen as well.
Yeah, but I always want to be on the right side of history, you know, in terms of what's going on. And sometimes it's not my choice, you know. The powers that be have decided, okay, this is who you are. Because, you know, me standing there going, hey, salutations, it's me, your uncle, Sam. You know, it's like, I was just, you know, like, this is cute. I know, you know, Kendrick and them hired me to do this, and my name is Sam, so I said, yeah, Uncle Sam. But then I realized,
players,
you're being put in this place for a reason, and you're dressed this way for a reason, and you know, you are part of change. This is an awesome moment of change for people sitting there watching a game, or people who don't turn on until halftime because all they want to see is halftime. They go, wow, boom, and it was like,
it was so important.
I know, it was so important and so short, you know. But
it's amazing how much influence you can have in such a short space of time if the platform's there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was Samuel L. Jackson speaking on the Super Bowl with Kendrick Lamar. Give you a little insider story. Yo, what's up? What's happening? Yeah, if you liking all this daily content that I'm posted Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying, that you get Kons podcast, you know what I mean? I'm hitting you with something about these headlines, about these news, updating you on current shit that I might have talked about previously. If you fuck with Kons podcast, hit that subscribe button. Now's your time to do that. Do that right now. You know what I'm saying? To tell somebody about it, hit the like button too, and comment on what you may think about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, share, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit right now. Let's get back to the episode. Speaking of Kendrick Lamar I was at the BET Awards. The BET Awards just came on the other day. I don't know when. I think a couple days, maybe yesterday or something like that. And Kendrick was nominated for 5 of them. And he took home 5 awards. You know what I'm saying? He took the award for Best Collab, Best Male Hip Hop Artist, Video of the Year, Video Director of the Year. You know what I'm saying? So that's the awards that he took home. They say he swept again. Drake was nominated for, I think, 5 and won none. You know what I'm saying? So Kendrick is definitely still taking his stand over Drake. You know what I'm saying? This next little clip you're about to see is just Kendrick's little speech that he said when he hit the podium. You know what I mean? Told SZA and let everybody know that they on tour and please come see him. You know what I mean? And was very humble about his LA. You know what I mean? Hollered out his LA native, said he see him in the back. You know what I mean? So yeah, this next one we're about to see is just Kendrick and his acceptance awards after he got his award at the BET Awards. Check it out.
Kendrick Lamar almost ran the whole show at the BET Awards, but Chris Brown actually stopped him from a total sweep. K-Dot came in with a massive 10 nominations and was expected to dominate. He grabbed Album of the Year for GNX, and Kevin Hart even joked on stage about just giving him all the awards. Turns out, Kendrick did snag 4 more trophies off camera, making it 5 total wins. We're talking Video of the Year for Not Like Us, Best Collab with SZA for Luther, Best Male Hip Hop Artist, and Best Video Director. But that 6th category, Viewer's Choice, that went to Chris Brown for Residuals, even with Kendrick nominated 3 times in it. Kendrick still gave a killer speech, shouting out SZA and their tour. After the year he's had, especially post-Drake beef, these 5 wins just prove he's still reigning supreme. Fans are buzzing for what King Kendrick does next. Maybe even another album soon.
As you see, you know what I mean? That was his little accepting awards, paying this little homage to LA. You know what I'm saying? The native where he from. You feel me? Took home a bunch of awards again. Swept the award shows. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, that's all the topics I have for today. You feel me? And today, episode 260, you learned that Wu-Tang coming out with a game called Rise of the Deceiver. Gonna be RPG style. You know what I'm saying? First game in 25 years. We also got new tea that Damizza put out on Eminem and Mariah Carey on how they was fucking. When he first met her, he wanted her to play his mom in the movie 8 Mile. We also touched on Samuel L. Jackson, detailed how at the Super Bowl he didn't even know what the performance was going to be like until he stepped on at the rehearsal when he was in the dressing room and seen the flags and shit that's being displayed on the stage. Then we touched on Kendrick Lamar, how he took home all these awards, about 5 of them, at the BET Awards. You know what I mean? That's everything we touched. Yeah, that's everything we touched on today. You know what I'm saying? For the closing thoughts. You feel me? So Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? They coming back out with a whole new gang. We ain't seen no Wu-Tang Clan gang since Shaolin Style. I wish I had that shit digged up somewhere. I'll show you I got that shit somewhere around here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? It's the first game they had since that. Shaolin Style was a dope ass game. You know what I mean? They had fatalities and shit, you know what I mean? RZA kicking swords in niggas' faces, shit like that. The shit was dope, you know what I'm saying? The shit was definitely a dope game, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely hyped to see this new Wu-Tang game, you know what I'm saying? Even though they said it's hitting PCs only first, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to wait until, you know what I mean, the motherfucking they hit consoles, you feel me? Which I'm definitely going to be making that purchase, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got to find the Wu-Tang members and all that shit, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Shit sound dope to me. It look dope too. You know what I'm saying? Look like some dope fighting gameplay and all that shit they show. Shit look lit. I'm definitely going to be tuning in, you know what I'm saying, waiting for that console release, because I ain't made the move to PCs yet, you know what I mean, not yet, at least. Damizza releasing this new tea about, you know what I'm saying, Eminem and Mariah Carey is something crazy, you know what I mean, because we all know Mariah Carey, she denied that shit hard, called that nigga obsessed and everything, you feel me, but he definitely was saying, like, bitch, don't let me release, you know what I'm saying, song, I think it's called The Warning or something like that, Eminem had, where he talking about, you know what I mean, don't let me release these, you know what I'm saying, voicemails and all this shit, you know what I'm saying, like, he got receipts, you feel me, definitely said that he done smashed, and she denied everything, you know what I'm saying, so I don't know if it's true or not, but now the story we heard from Damizza is something different, you feel me? They done disappeared, went to his house, she was on him, she made a stop in Detroit from the plane and shit to go see the nigga. Hey, you know what I mean? I don't know, it sounds believable, I don't know. This is another person coming out, you know what I'm saying, backing Eminem's claims. This first we seen of that shit, so I think this shit is interesting. I don't know where it's gonna go from here. Probably gonna be in another song or something, you know what I'm saying? Eminem probably gonna definitely address this shit for sure. I don't know if he wanted that to get out or not, but you know, that nigga went on there and definitely said that shit, and that shit is making waves right now. Hopefully you heard that right here on the podcast first, you feel me, on Kons podcast, you know what I mean? But yeah, that shit was, you know, new tea on that shit, you know what I'm saying? Guess he wasn't lying, we'll see, you know what I'm saying? Samuel L. Jackson talked about the full detail, how he felt with the Super Bowl and shit like that, you know what I mean? Said that he realized he was picked for a reason, you know what I'm saying, after he seen the type of, the motion and the way that Kendrick was going with the Super Bowl performance and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? He said he seen why he was picked and understood his role, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Samuel L. Jackson, you know what I mean? He definitely did that shit, you know what I'm saying? Played the Uncle Sam part, we all seen him, you feel me? Did it dope, you know what I'm saying? Did that shit real dope. Said he didn't even know about it though. But, you know, that's probably, you know, Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson, you know what I'm saying, getting picked for the part, probably rehearsed, looked at his part, seen what he doing, you know what I mean, and didn't really pay it no other mind like he do movie scripts and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, probably just doing a solid, you know what I mean, and then he seen it was like, oh, we're getting revolutionary in this motherfucker, you know what I mean, so that shit was definitely dope to see, dope to hear an insight on that and how he felt about that shit, especially after we all witnessed that Super Bowl, that epic performance, you know what I mean. Kendrick Lamar taking home 5 awards and shit, man. Shit don't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't surprise me at all, man. You know what I mean? He definitely deserves all that he getting right now. He putting the work in, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Drake putting work in too, you know what I'm saying? Is it a little bit of bias being that they were in LA? Could be, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you feel me? Could have, maybe they was biased because they was in LA and that was their LA native, you know what I mean? I don't know. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Could have been, could have not been, you feel me? But Kendrick Lamar, all in all, definitely deserved all that he got for sure, though. You feel me? That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Video of the year, video director of the year. You know what I'm saying? Best male hip hop artist and best collab. You know what I mean? With SZA and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kendrick. That shit is dope. You feel me? But yeah, though, that is my closing thoughts for episode 260. You know what I'm saying? It is hot. You know what I mean? About to go pick my little Sonny up. School, hopefully you had a cool day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. You feel me? You could have been doing anything you want to do in the world, no matter who you was. You know what I'm saying? Whether you was a little brother, a little sister, you know what I mean? Whether you was a niece, a nephew, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was an uncle, an auntie, a mother, a father, you could have been a grandpa, a grandma, you know what I'm saying? Whoever you is, you know what I mean? As long as you got Eyes on Kons podcast, and if you got pets and they sit there with you, whether you got a pet cat, you could have a pet dog, a pet zebra, you have a pet tiger, a pet hedgehog, you have a pet motherfucking hermit frog, you feel me? You have a pet slug, you know what I'm saying? You can have a pet motherfucking, you know what I mean? A pet motherfucking bearded dragon, a lizard, a crocodile, don't matter who you got. If they got Eyes on Kons podcast, I definitely fucks with you, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? You have watched. This has been episode 260. You hear that beat getting louder in the background. You know what I mean? I mean, we have concluded episode 260. You know what I mean? You have a good Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the rest of y'all night. You feel me? It'll be nightfall by the time this shit drop. But yeah, enjoy this beat and enjoy these little credits. Thank you for tuning in.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? Don't you?